Shalom, this is Rabbi Yom Tov Glazer here in my studio in Jerusalem. Now I've got my mountain bikes with me in the studio because our bomb shelter is unlocked, which is where I usually would keep my bikes. And here we are in the midst of this crisis. We're devastated. This is by far the worst thing that's happened to the Jewish people since the Holocaust, including obviously my whole entire experience in Israel for the last 33 years. This is like by far the worst time that we've had to go through, and it's a really, really crazy time to be here. And but we're here, and we are together, and we will, and we're united for the first time in a long time. And as it says, the people even name their daughters sometimes Neely, which is the initials of Netzach Yisrael Lo Yishaker, the eternity of the Jewish people. Lo Yishaker, it doesn't lie. Meaning we really are an eternal nation, but we're only really an eternal nation when we're together. And that's the same thing in Iran or ancient Persia, 2,500 years ago, when we were being attacked at the time with the first serious genocidal attempt against us. We were called Am Mefarad Mifuzar, a nation whose its two languages have scattered, separate and scattered. And when we're separate and scattered, so they can come after us. And interestingly, the word Hamas means violence, and it was specifically the weak, and it was called in the Torah when Amalek attacks the Jews in the desert on our way out of Egypt. The word was the Nechlashim, from the word Chalash. The weak ones were attacked, and again, the word Hamas is the word violence. We know it from the story of the flood of Noah, where the word Hamas comes from. I would like to offer in these short videos just stuff we can do during this time. So in this particular video, I want to mention about being busy to make a difference. It's easy to get paralyzed during these times. We get glued to the screens, we're watching the news, we're constantly getting updated, but there's a certain paralysis. It's kind of like that same feeling where your dopamine, your pleasure centers aren't working anymore because you're scrolling through a news feed or YouTube Shorts or any of those other things that young people watch, where you start to feel dead inside. So you can feel that way. And the antidote to that is to get busy. Many years ago, I don't know what year it was, 2006 maybe, when Lebanon started firing missiles into Israel. So again, we felt paralyzed. And I remember my wife and I really just were paralyzed. We didn't know what to do with ourselves. And eventually word got out that people were just in bomb shelters for too long. They couldn't stay in any longer, but they couldn't go out either. And so my wife and I, but mostly she and a rabbi named Hanan Kaufman, a friend of ours from Asia Torah, we got busy with and brought in 1,200 people. 850 of them were kids. We brought them out of the bomb shelters in the north. We sent buses, and we were fed and clothed them for 3 weeks straight in various locations here in Jerusalem. But the second we took on that task was the last moment that we felt weak, and that was the last moment we felt anxiety, because I didn't mention that, but there's also anxiety around these things. This could easily escalate globally. Strong Israel means strong Jews everywhere, and a weak Israel means that everyone's in trouble. And so it brings a certain anxiety as well these times, and so getting busy with the efforts is very important. Just figure out something you're good at. Find something you're good at and get busy with it, even if you're not that good at it. Make phone calls, raise money, figure out a difference you can make. Everyone can make a difference in some way. Just think, what difference can I make? And make that difference. And you'll see that immediately you will get back your meaning your chemical balance will come back. You'll lose that kind of inner zombie feeling that comes with this overload of news, and you also get back um, the the well-being as well of being active. You get back your just the meaning of it, that you'll lose your anxiety. The anxiety goes away as long as you're busy. And then it also, another added benefit is you'll sleep a lot better. Why? Because you were so active, you get exhausted after enough hours of it. So we're just like, we just made our home into a command center, and we're just like pumping out meals out of our house. And not just meals, like other needs, like now we're after tactical gloves and tactical boots, bulletproof vests. It's like, it's amazing. Like they had such a big call up that there's just not enough stuff that the Army can provide for them, and there's whole battalions that are just eating out of cans, and they need proper food. So we're doing that. I'll put a link in if you'd like to be part of that. But rather than just donating and then going back to the lethargy, make phone calls about it. How can you help in some way? How can other people help? And there's plenty of other organizations. Make sure they're good ones. Make sure the overhead is either none like ours, or at least small, that the money's going directly to the effort. And and obviously they're tax deductible, almost every organization, including ours. Get busy. You get busy, and then you lose that inner zombie. You lose the anxiety, and you lose the sleeplessness. You actually sleep very well, because you're tired, and you also sleep well because of the meaning in your heart that you made a difference. Let's make a difference.